Hey there! Have you been wanting to grow your own potatoes but thought it was impossible in your little space, and that they could never grow in containers? Well, growing potatoes in containers isn't just possible, it's actually pretty fun and rewarding. Whether you're working with a tiny balcony, a small patio, or just a sunny spot by your back door, you can still enjoy a bountiful potato harvest. Container growing is perfect for anyone short on space, or for those who want to keep things neat and manageable. You don't need a giant backyard or endless rows. Nope, just a decent container and a little know-how. And you're on your way to homegrown spuds. Plus, container potatoes are easier to care for, and you can move them around to catch the best sunlight or protect them from bad weather. So let's break down the do's and don'ts that'll get you from seed to harvest without the drama. First up, the container. The right container makes all the difference. And it's the foundation for healthy, happy potato plants. Forget the tiny buckets. Potatoes need space to grow, so pick something at least 10 to 15 gallons. That's about the size of a big storage tub or a hefty grow bag. The more room you give those roots, the bigger and better your harvest will be. If you go too small, you'll end up with stunted plants and a disappointing yield. Make sure there are drainage holes. Soggy potatoes are sad potatoes. Good drainage is absolutely essential because potatoes hate sitting in water. If your container doesn't have holes, grab a drill and make a few in the bottom. This simple step can save your crop from rot and disease. Now for the soil. Skip that heavy stuff from your yard. You want a loose, well-draining mix. Think potting soil with a little compost tossed in. The goal is to create a fluffy, nutrient-rich environment where roots can spread easily and tubers can form without resistance. Potatoes want air around their roots, not concrete. If your soil is too dense, your potatoes will struggle to grow and you'll end up with a poor harvest. A light, airy mix also helps prevent disease and keeps your plants healthy. Avoid too much compost or a lot of manure, which can cause scabby potatoes. And here is a tip. Potatoes like acidic soil with a pH of around 4.8 to 5.5. Here's a rookie mistake I see all the time. Burying seed potatoes too deep or too shallow. Both can cause problems like slow sprouting or even rot. Lay them in your container on just 4 inches of soil, eyes up, and then cover with another 4 inches of soil. This gives them the perfect start and helps shoots find their way to the surface without too much effort. As those green shoots pop up, keep topping off with more soil, leaving a few inches of plant exposed. This is called hilling, and it's how you get more potatoes. Each time you add soil, you're encouraging the plant to produce more tubers along the buried stem. Repeat this process until you reach the top of your container. Hilling also keeps sunlight from reaching the developing tubers, which turns them green. Green on potatoes contains a natural toxin called solanine and should not be eaten. Did you know you can cut up your seed potatoes before planting them to create more plants and grow more potatoes? Just as long as each piece has 1 or 2 eyes, which are the sprouts that grow off of them, then you are golden. Now what about watering? Don't let them dry out, but don't drown them either. Potatoes like consistent moisture, but they don't want to sit in soggy soil. Too much water can cause rot, while too little will stunt their growth and cause scabs. Stick your finger in the soil. If it's dry 2 inches down, it's time for a drink. This simple test helps you avoid overwatering or underwatering, both of which can spell disaster for your crop. Consistent moisture is key, but standing water is a no-go. Always check that excess water can drain away freely, especially after heavy rain or a big watering session. Now for the don't list. These are the mistakes that can ruin your potato dreams before they even get started. Don't use potatoes from the grocery store. They might be treated to prevent sprouting or carry diseases. Go for certified seed potatoes instead. These are specifically grown to be disease-free and are much more likely to give you a healthy, productive crop. And here's a big one. Don't try to cram too many plants into one container. Overcrowding leads to competition for nutrients, water, and space. And you'll end up with lots of tiny potatoes instead of a few big, beautiful ones. 2 or 3 seed potatoes per big container is plenty. Any more, and you'll end up with a bunch of tiny tubers fighting for space. Give each plant room to spread out, and you'll be rewarded with a much better harvest. Potatoes like full sun, about 6 to 8 hours per day, but they also like cooler weather. So try planting a couple weeks before the last frost in the spring when the temperature of the soil is around 40 degrees Fahrenheit, or about 5 degrees Celsius. In warmer climates, plant between January and March for harvest in March to June. In cooler climates, plant April to June for harvest in July to September. Want to know when they're ready? Watch for the plants to flower and then start to die back. That's your signal that the potatoes are mature and ready to dig up. Anytime after the plants start to turn yellow and die back is harvest time. I usually wait until the plant completely dies off to make sure those potatoes are done growing. If you want some smaller potatoes earlier, wait until the plant starts blooming and then scratch a bit at the surface, being careful not to disturb the roots until you uncover some of the baby potatoes. Then pack the soil back down around the plant so the rest of the spuds can grow bigger. To harvest, just tip the container, sift through the soil, and boom, you've got your own homegrown potatoes. It's like a treasure hunt every time, and you'll be amazed at how many spuds you can grow in such a small space. Once harvested, store them in a dark, cool, humid place, like a garage or unfinished basement for a couple days to dry them off and cure them so that the skin thickens. Then they can be packed together in a ventilated container. Avoid watering the leaves, provide good airflow, and keep the pH level of the soil from getting too high. These things help to avoid fungal and bacterial problems and avoid planting near peppers, eggplant, or tomatoes, or even where you grew those plants the year before, as potatoes are very susceptible to the diseases carried by those plants. Instead, plant near nasturtiums and marigolds to repel pests like aphids and beetles, alyssum and petunias, which attract insects that eat potato pests, and herbs like thyme, basil, and parsley, which can actually improve the flavor of your potatoes, and sage, which can help stimulate their growth. And there you have it. No sprawling garden needed, just a little space, the right container, and some patience. Container potato growing is perfect for beginners and seasoned gardeners alike, and it's a great way to get kids involved in gardening too. Get your hands dirty and try it out. You'll be hooked, promise. There's nothing quite like the taste of potatoes you grew yourself, and the satisfaction of harvesting your own food is unbeatable. So grab a container, some seed potatoes, and get growing. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment to help out the channel. Thank you so much and have a great day.